Hey everyone, guess where we're traveling to today? Figueres, Spain. If you watched my previous video, then you know that I am on my solo trip through Spain, and my first stop is Figueres, which is on the northeast coast of Spain. Let's see, I arrived at Barcelona International Airport, and from there I took the metro to the Renfe train station, and then the Renfe has like the long distance and medium distance train. So I assume it was the long distance train to Figueres. It was about a 2-hour train ride. See, Figueres, it's a beautiful town. It's small, so it's not for everyone. Now, if you're like truly wanting to explore Spain and you have a lot of time, then definitely make Figueres one of your stops. Now, if you don't have a lot of time, you may or may not want to make Figueres one of your points of interest. Now, if you're going to be restricted by time, I'm not sure that should be one of your main stopping points. Only if you're really interested in Salvador Dali and his artwork, then that would definitely be, Figueres will definitely be of interest for you, because also his hometown is close to Figueres too, and you could visit his childhood home. I didn't go there. I didn't think it would fit in with my schedule, so I didn't stop there. But just visiting his museum was so interesting. I learned a lot just by visiting the museum. For me, Figueres was a great starting point. It helped me adjust to the time difference, and it helped me adjust, I guess, with the jet lag. When I arrived that first day, you know, since I know there wasn't a lot to see, I wasn't pressed by, you know, I have to go to this place, I have to see this or that. So it's a great starting point if you're planning a long journey through Spain. You know, that's the perfect time. That's the perfect town to help you just adjust, unwind, and disconnect. When I booked my trip for Spain in February, little did I realize that my first week in Spain, there would be a heat wave. So for the first week, the temperatures were through the roof. So you're about to see some video of me experiencing this heat wave. Enjoy. It's basically my first full day in Spain. My first stop is Figueres. I'm just sitting here in a little park. I believe it's an exercise park. I'll show you around in a second. But it's so hot. It's hot as Hades. That's why I have my hat on, trying to protect myself as much as I can. But I don't know, what can I say about Figueres? I'm not sure if I'm trying to pronounce it as close as possible to its true name. It's a cute little town. It really is. You know, reading the blogs, you know, a lot of people say in the smaller towns, you know, you're not going to find too many people that speak English. But I've ran into a few people, the restaurants I've been to, that speak a little bit of English. You know, I do speak poco Spanish, but I'm able to read it just enough to get around, but definitely know some Spanish before you come to the small areas in Spain. Yeah, I just got through walking through like a little market, a flea market, and I'm just waiting for my entry time to get into Salvador Dali Museum. They have time entry. I went by earlier and the line was so long, so I was like, I'll wait, because I did read somewhere that going later in the afternoon will be less crowded. So I'm just chilling, trying to stay cool as much as possible. But right now I'm really relaxed. It's very laid back here. After spending some time in the park, I made my way back to Salvador Dali's museum. You can see the globe on top of the museum. Like, you can see that from most parts of the town. So if you ever get lost, looking for that globe will bring you back to the center of the town. So when I came back to the museum at 12, there was no line. My ticket time was for 12:45, and I came at 12 o'clock and they would not let me in. So I was going to just sit and wait for 45 minutes, but then I noticed there was a church directly across from the museum. So I decided to go in and explore the church for a bit. After leaving the church, I went over to the museum, and it was 12:30 and they let me in. I thought the museum was going to be less crowded because there was no line at the door, but I was wrong. It was still very crowded at 12:30. So this little area is what you see when you first enter the museum. And there are actual pictures of Salvador Dali in the museum standing next to this car. So I thought that was cool, that just to see him with the car and how long it's been there. Yeah. Dali actually designed the museum himself. He wanted the museum to have a bit of chaoticness, which it was, because sometimes you don't know which direction to go. And with so many people there, some of the hallways were so narrowed, so it's hard to get through. And he's actually buried there in a tomb. This piece of artwork, you have to put a coin inside the machine and then it moves. Fortunately for me, someone before me put a coin in, so I got to see it move. This was a fun interactive artwork here. So when you're downstairs, you're seeing parts or pieces of his artwork. But when you climb up the stairs and you look through this big magnifying glass, you see the artwork in its entirety, and it's a woman's face. That was pretty interesting to see. Never experienced this in a museum before. I spent about 2 hours at the museum. I'm the type that loves to read everything, so I do spend a lot of time in museums. But there is a second museum that contain like jewelry artwork. If you don't know about it, you may miss it. So like there are like multiple exits in the big museum. Like one exit will lead you back into the town plaza. The other one will lead you past this museum. So if you didn't know it was there, you would miss it. But it is included in the one ticket price. So it's like you get 2 museums for the price of one. After leaving the museum, I found a grocery store next to my hotel so I could grab a quick dinner. I was finding it hard to find places to eat in Figueres, so I was surprised at the prices in the grocery store. I later found out that after Portugal, Spain is one of the cheapest places to buy products. They have like the best prices. There are a few highlights in Figueres. So number one being Salvador Dali's museum. The other is Castell de Sant Ferran. It's a castle atop a hill. So I believe it took me about 20 minutes or more to walk up this hill to the castle. And when I got up there, the entry to the castle was closed because it closed at 6 and they open at 10 a.m. I went later in the day because, like I said, there was a heat wave going on and I didn't want to make that walk in the heat. So I did miss out on going into the castle, but there is a trail around the perimeter of the castle that you can take. And as you can see, I encountered some goats, so it was kind of worth the trek. I want to take you on a quick tour of my little room at the Hotel President in Figueres, Spain. This is my first stop. They have a little mini bar, which I'm not touching any of those things. My favorite part, of course, is the balcony. Love balconies. I love this. I always have trouble with doors. Listen to how peaceful and quiet it is. Except for the dog. Mirrors, closet with a safe, laundry bag. Bathroom's nice. I definitely love the mosaics. I love the shower doors. Now, the only part I don't like is that there's a bit of a sewer smell coming from the toilet. Now, you can only smell it when you're actually in the bathroom, but other than that, no. I enjoy this. This is a nice hotel. Serpatel Hotel. Now I'm just taking you around a tour of the hotel. I love all of the antique looking artwork and the art pieces. This was a fun hotel to walk around and explore. This is the restaurant. Breakfast, lunch, dinner is not included. Breakfast was 18 euros. I thought that was a bit pricey, so I did not partake in breakfast. But I did enjoy walking around after hours, looking at the decor. If you made it this far in watching the video, I appreciate it so much. Please stay tuned for the next part in my travels through Spain. I will be in Girona, so be on the lookout and don't forget to subscribe.